6:01, August 4th, call to order. Roll call, Dr. Bob will be arriving shortly. Any public comments on closed session items? Then let's go ahead and adjourn to closed Welcome to the August 4th board meeting. Welcome back to the 26-27 school year. Nice to have some new faces and familiar faces. Notice I didn't use the word old, but just saying.
Thank you.
Roll call, all board members are present. Our new student representatives are all here. Ms. Amaya Davis from Bear Creek, Camilla Goodman from Tokay, and Ella Leffler from Middle College. We welcome you. Mr. Young, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
Absolutely. Please stand. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to report actions from closed session. On student matters, placement of non-public school students. Mr. Nava motion, Ms. McFarland seconded. The board approved 7-0. The placement of new non-public school student number 11. On personnel matters, Dr. Ball motioned, Mr. Stroh seconded, and the board approved the placement of Joe Patty as Executive Director of Operations, effective date to be determined by the following votes, 7-0. Thank you. Next, I'd like to declare the categorical exemption for the Lodi Middle School Incorporated 1 through 4 projects, number 0949-8429-440-15. Do I have to read all those numbers out? All 4 of them?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. It could be, well, it gives me more chance to mess it up. 0949-8249-440-19. I'm sorry, 19. 0908-8208-440-45. 0949-8429-440-76 as required by the California Environmental Quality Act. I declare it open. Are there any public comments? Any board comments? I declare it closed. That's the shortest meeting you'll ever see. Next, we have our comments from our student representatives to present their reports. Again, we welcome you. We are looking forward to this year, having you here, and always remember, we're here to help if you have questions, and I know you've met with Mr. Young, took over. So starting, we're going to go alphabetically. I'm sorry, Amaya, right? Please fill us in and tell us about your year. Tell us a little bit about you too, if you would.
Okay. President Alexander, members of the board, Mr. Young. When it comes to me, one of my passions that I've pursued is volleyball. I played club for a few years. I should be playing my 3rd year varsity for Bear Creek. Other than that, I take academics very seriously. I like to challenge myself in all my classes. I maintained a top 10 spot in my class when it comes to my grade point average. Other than that, I like to bake. I actually founded a baking club at Bear Creek. It's cute. It's called Doremi. It's like all pink, and then it has a little bear mascot named Broomy. I love all my cats. Yeah, that's me.
That's awesome.
And then for my board report, I'll start with school activities and programs. Our fall sports are preparing for their seasons, with most officially starting tryouts this Monday. Trials for our fall sports seem especially promising because a record number of incoming freshmen have gotten themselves involved this year. For example, women's volleyball head coach Kirk estimates there to be 60 to 80 girls coming out for a team this season alone, just for volleyball. And then our student government is currently working on our freshman elections, specifically times for my senior class president, Trevor Ty, my vice president, Jasmine Lime, and I to go into freshman classes and give presentations about our leadership classes and hopefully persuade many of them to apply. Applications for the freshmen opened yesterday, August 3rd, and we are very optimistic that a large number of freshmen will apply this year. They seem very interested and bright-eyed. In addition to freshman elections, our leadership students are continuing to work hard creating art, posters, and videos and more to promote and prepare for our upcoming events. On the first day of school, we had our very first event of the year, which was Senior Sunrise, organized and led by our senior class president, Trevor Ty. Seniors were accommodated with a free breakfast, DJ, and a photo booth while they got to commemorate the beginning of their senior years together. And accompanying us during this event was the KCRA3 News, during which they got footage of our event as well as several interviews with our ASB Vice President Jasmine Lime, Senior Class President Trevor Ty, and our Co-Commissioner of Publicity, Caleb Doblalos. They also stayed after the event was over so they could accompany student leadership and our wonderful cheerleaders to help welcome students into their first days of school. And then every single year, our student body is very eager to see what we will do with our back to school rally, which we are preparing for and will be holding on Friday, August the 7th. This rally, along with all of our other rallies to come, are organized by our amazing co-commissioners of activities, Jocelyn Ray Bond and Ariana Placencia, who report that during this rally, our student-led cultural clubs, Polynesian Club, Kava Club, and Swing Dancing Club will be putting on performances for the student body. A second large event of ours that all of Bear Creek is anticipating is Club Brush. It will be held the week of August 17th, the whole week. And the details about that are still being planned, but we are all very excited for that. And that is all. I have no more comments.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it. Next, Camilla.
President Alexander, members of the board, Mr. Young. A bit about me. I'm the oldest of 5. I like to play soccer and swim, and I've been on those teams throughout my high school career. I'm very involved with the Japanese programs at Tokyo. I'm half Japanese, and so I really appreciate being able to take Japanese. And I was recently made president of the Japanese club, so I'm excited for all those activities. I like to go out. I like to just be outside, hiking, wake surfing, playing soccer with my family. Yeah, that's it about me. For my report, starting off with school activities and programs, we started off, the seniors had our senior sunrise on Saturday, which was very successful. We took lots of cute pictures, and the sprinklers did go off unexpectedly, but a lot of the people made the most out of it and ran through and just had a good time. Student government-wise, we've expanded our class to 2 periods, so now we have approximately 60 student leaders this year to increase participation. And these student leaders have been assigned to committees to increase organization and involvement in campus activities. We are also preparing for our club rush on Friday, and we've got 37 student clubs participating, and we are all working to ensure that it's successful and that the heat isn't too bad. We've also selected this year's homecoming theme and have officially began planning homecoming activities for September. And then right now we are collaborating with school administration to develop activities for Suicide Awareness Prevention Month. Yeah. Including opportunities to incorporate lessons and awareness throughout the school's new DEN period, which will be starting tomorrow. We are also planning Trunk or Treat, and we just set a date of Tuesday, October 27th, and we'll be partnering with the Drama Club to create a haunted house again like we did last year, which was a lot of fun. We are also coordinating back to school night on Thursday to welcome families and supporting staff throughout the event. And then student government. We are also working hard on our accountability forums this year to make sure that everybody, all 60 of us, are participating in just being active members on campus. That's my report.
That's awesome, thank you. And Ellen.
Good evening, President Alexander, members of the board, Mr. Young. This is, oh, sorry. So a little bit about myself. I've been playing the violin for 10 years. I really love the instrument. It allows me to express my creativity in a lot of very unique ways. I am also a very big fan of creative writing. I actually attended a workshop on it over the summer. And I hope to major in English when, I go to college. I really love student government, as we all do here. And aside from my responsibilities in student government, I am also the vice president of our Tabletops Game Club, which is a board game club. So that is a very nice way to end off the week. I have one really fun and lovely toy poodle. His name is Posey, and he's 12, and he really loves his walks. Yep. Okay.
Thank you.
So now for my school report. So for school activities and programs, our students have just completed their first week of high school at Middle College, and our clubs started Monday, starting with student government. We had our first meeting. A lot of people attended, I'd say probably over 70, which is very promising, especially considering that we're such a small school. So hopefully we can increase our membership a lot this year. Student Government's Exec Board also did, Student Government, did a board cleanup of our shed on Friday, July 24th, which has all of our student government stuff in it. It was a chore, to say the least, but we are prepared and organized for this year. Our historians have been assigned graphics to remind the student body of several events. Completed graphics include a welcome back graphic, one for freshman orientation, one for Club Rush, and one for Picture Day, as well as Senior Sunrise. Our co-directors, which is who organizes our events at Middle College, have were the leaders of freshman orientation and planned that out, and also prepared us for Club Rush. My VP and I, over the summer, continuing into now, have been looking around at different prom venues, and we will actually be touring one with our advisor tomorrow. Thursday, sorry, my bad. Because one of our main goals this year has been to find a new prom venue for our students, since we've been at the same one for a couple of years, and we just want to really get people more excited for our dances, especially prom. So for our performances, presentations, and events, the school held a welcome back assembly on Monday, July 27th, as well as a safety assembly on Tuesday, July 28th, which was organized by Delta College's police department. The freshmen went through orientation on Monday, July 27th, which was led by student government, as well as the presidents and vice presidents from all the other clubs we have at Middle College. Everyone got a tour of campus, and we also had a fun little scavenger hunt activity that helped the freshman class bond a lot. Our senior sunrise happened on Saturday as well, August 1st at Michael Falcus Park. We provided pastries, a pancake bar, and we had little mocktails, which was very fun, made with orange juice and cherry syrup. The seniors took a lot of very cute pictures, and everyone had a lot of fun. Club Rush happened on Monday, August 3rd. The clubs had extra time to prepare this year, and they all really showed up. The booths turned out wonderful, and I think that the freshmen really enjoyed themselves because all the booths were pretty much full the whole time. They were never empty for long, and it went very well. For special students / staff accomplishments and recognitions, the only thing we have academics-wise is that the teachers have presented their syllabuses to students and have also added them to Google Classroom. For freshman teachers, they have prepared icebreaker activities to get everyone a little better acquainted with each other. And students have also begun their coursework this week. And finally, for our upcoming activities and events, we have Club Fest, which will be on September 18th, Fall Rally, which will be on October 30th, Fall Movie Night, which will be on September 13th, and Winter Formal, which will be on December 4th. That is all.
Awesome, thank you all so much. I'm not gonna compare, but wow, the best first time presentations I have been excited to hear about. Did you work with them on articulation? Are you in speech classes or like, wow, all of you? Like, yay. I didn't even have to turn up hearing aids and stuff, so thank you.
I've just been staring at him with that superintendent look like, you better get this right.
It's been brought to my attention that there may be people in the audience that are your fans. Would you care to introduce them to us?
There's my mom in the blue shirt with the glasses on. Yeah, I'm super proud of her. She's been in the Army for 20 years, and she led a great JROTC program at Edison for 10 years. They even went so far as to do drill for a Warriors game, which was televised, and then she transferred to McNair for several years, and now she's with me teaching at Bear Creek, which I think is great because she gets to come to all my games and she gets to watch me in all the rallies, so I'm very happy. Those are all my fans.
Awesome. Camilla?
My dad is on the left side in the hat. He's just my dad.
That's a dad. That's the life of a dad.
Let's go, Dad. Just go, Dad. Ella?
My mom is here. She's in the blue striped shirt and is waving. She has been my #1 supporter through the entirety of high school and has driven me everywhere. My schedule is crazy. I get out of school at like 5:30, so she takes me everywhere. She helped out a lot with Senior Sunrise and was my #1 supporter through all this. So yeah.
A round of applause for waving. Any board comments? Welcome officially. Mr. Young, superintendent report, please.
Yes, President Alexander, members of the board, student representatives, we're back. School has started up and it feels like everyone just moved right in quickly and got started. I first want to give a special thank you to our technology department, which is on the second floor, and Michael Hunting, who is here with us, is also part of that team. There is so much that goes on at the beginning of the year, and their dedication to helping our staff log in, new staff get logged in, all the processes, and they do it with a great attitude, and I'm so thankful. And I wish I could say that's over, but it continues. But that has been great to see as all of our students have returned, and we've begun the school year. At the start of the year, it seems like the news media loves us because we seem to be #1, as in the first to go back to school. The great thing is our communications department collaborates with them, and this year we were able to highlight Bear Creek High School at the start of the year, and we were on the news so much that while I was working out at the gym at 5:30 a.m., I saw my face up on the television, which was not enjoyable. But we had 36 mentions. We had CBS, Fox, we had KCRA, all doing reporting throughout that morning, and it was a great start to the school year. And so we have a video that shows some of the things going on, and please hold for station identification. And it's just to give you pictures of why we are all here, which is our students. And it's just to see the bright faces of our kids coming back to school, the excitement, cheerleaders welcoming new students at Bear Creek. We had all those great things. So we're hopefully...
It's coming.
All right. Please stand by. There we go. Yes. Yeah, so just to give you perspective, we did some analytics. There were 2.3 million total viewers across all that coverage on Lodi Unified School District. And those are the 3 channels, and that really took place from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. with recaps running through even the evening. And if you could have seen, and you will be able to see pieces of it, the way in which our students articulated how excited they were to be back, the way they interacted with the news media, it was very impressive. They didn't appear nervous at all, and they had fun with the moment. And so, yeah, there was a lot going on at Bear Creek on day one. Last year we did that at Lodi High. This year we wanted to do that at Bear Creek High School, and the news media worked alongside us. And I know even now CBS is doing some additional news, and they'll be working with Joe Cerna Junior Charter School. So lots to share. So without further ado, hopefully. It's fun to see that happening. You may have even noticed that Assistant Superintendent of Personnel, Aaron Church's children, were front and center as part of that, as they were excited to come back to school. And as a father of a freshman in high school, she had a great start to her experience at Lodi High School. So with that, I have nothing further to share, but it's been a great start to the school year.
I'd love to hear that. Next, we'll move on to comments from the public. A 20-minute period is allocated for the public to address the board on matters not listed on the agenda. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. If there are numerous speakers, time limits may be adjusted to share. Materials with the board, please provide them to staff for distribution. Due to restrictions under the California Brown Act, the board cannot engage in discussion regarding public comments. Please state your first and last name before starting. Michael Heberly.
Good evening. Say I bring my glasses. President, Chair Alexander, board members, Neil, thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm here to speak to you all about a truly unsettling reality that is happening at our school right now. As you know, education always faces a myriad of challenges. We are always adapting, managing them. For example, we lost a new hire this summer for physics. We had no suitable replacement. So we decided that since a long-term sub would not be able to deliver quality instruction that our students deserve, we decided to absorb those sections. Then we got slammed with an elimination of a 0.2 FTE from that, which then overcrowded our numbers, causing my class size to go far beyond the number of seats and lab desks. It's not just mine, by the way, it's multiple at our site. Unfortunately, this was not the worst news we had for the year. Yesterday, we were told that the district allocated money for the Bear Creek Science Department is being cut. We were told that it is much lower because all schools are receiving less money. I'd like to put those numbers into perspective for you. I'm going to be using pre-COVID numbers so that way we all know that the data is not skewed, because we know that sometimes budgets are fluctuating because of that money that was added to our budgets. In 2018, our science department was allocated $2,600 for the year. If you run this through a CPI calculator, that's equivalent to about $16,600 today. In 2025, last year, our department was allocated $10,800. That's a 35% reduction in total funds available for our students. This year, we were told that our allocation would be $4,000. That is a 75% reduction in funding for our students. We were told that more might be coming, but it's still going to be lower than last year. My question is this in line with the district's new 5-year strategic plan? Because I didn't read that anywhere. My department services 1,362 students as of today. Those are numbers that I took from today. Which means at those levels, Lodi Unified School District has chosen to fund $2.93 per student for the entire year of the 2026-2027 school year for science. I'm really hoping we can do something about this. We use lab materials. It is hands-on things that we do. If the only thing we're supposed to do in science is cut out little papers, then just tell us. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Kenneth Huntley?
All right. My name is Kenneth Huntley, Lodi High alumni, 2002. And first I thought so I'm also a Valley Mountain Regional Center board member and an advocate for people with disabilities. So reading some names in no particular order. John Stroh, Sarah Basinger, Ziad Baroudi, John Grimm, Sheila Bechtold, Steve Sacchetti, Donna Remus, Gary Fujihara, Tammy Schneider, Valente, Sandra Bell, Bill Adamberry, Bridget Wilson, Jerry Miller, Tammy Wilson, Steve Hansen, Frank Bernhoff, and then as recently William Yates. Most of those names are from when I was at Lodi High, and they were just very impactful in my life. Recently, it's been William Yates, has been my mentor the last few years, and has encouraged me to be an advocate in this community, and it's been a great thing, so, but you'll hear more later from him. All right, bye.
Thank you. Bill Yates.
I didn't know he was going to do that. President Alexander, Superintendent Young, I just come before you because July was Disability Rights Month, and I didn't get a chance to speak to you in July. And our Special Ed Committee got together with Kenny to write a letter and to share it with the principals, to share it with the teachers, to share it with you. And thank you, Mr. Porter and Ms. Alexander, for getting back to me. I know the rest of you probably read and didn't get a chance to get back to me, but I also want to thank Mr. Heck, Mr. Avalos, Ms. Allegre, Ms. Vertar, Ms. Johnson, Mr. Collins, Mr. Watson, all the administrators who got back to me thanking me for the letter and reading that letter, because it's just so vital that our students are included in every aspect as much as they possibly can in our schools. And I just hope when you go to the school sites, and I know Mr. Stroh, you're always sharing about going to those school sites, and I know all of you do, that you ask about where are your special ed students? Are they part of the general ed community in the cafeteria at recess, or in the other events that the high schools have and the middle schools have? That everybody is able to participate as much as possible is a vital part of our Disability Rights Month. I like to share one quick little thing. My old vice principal came to me once and said, you know, your student's having a behavior, it could be scaring the rest of the kids. And I just said, have any of our students at Sutherland ever come and asked and shared that they were scared? And she said, no. And I said, that's right, because they grew up around this. And they know how to treat their fellow students. And they understand when they're having a bad day, what to do, because they're included. So it's for both of us. And so I just really thank you, and thank those principals, and thank you for the inclusion, and keep fighting for our students and their rights.
Thank you, Bill.
Oh, I forgot to say, thank you to Kenny, who is an incredible alumnus and hasn't ever paid into Social Security by working, but represents us at RTD, at VMRC, to the mayor of Stockton, to the city council, and in the disability rights for the city of Stockton. He's an amazing person and an amazing alumnus.
Thank you. Next, comments from employee group representatives. The representatives from each employee group will have 3 minutes to comment on non-agendized items. Mr. Kersey.
Good evening, President Alexander, members of the board, and Superintendent Young, student reps, and proud parents. So I want to just come here with a little of a burden. I want to start by sharing an experience that I had last week, though. I was called in with a teacher who was frustrated, and there was a disagreement between him and his administrator. And as I spoke to the teacher, I realized there was a little bit more to the story. And I came in to the office with him and the administrator, and I just heard that there was some bad communication going there. And the teacher had said something, and it kind of triggered the administrator. They were not seeing eye to eye, but the administrator stopped and said, hey, I'm sorry about what happened, because something was triggered. And it changed the entire course of the conversation. And at that moment, the administrator, the whole mood of the room shifted, and they began to talk, and the administrator kind of laid out how things were going to get changed, how the communication was going to change, and it sat with me for the whole weekend. I had to call the administrator and say, like, man, listen, that's good leadership. That was good leadership. I spoke to the teacher, and they were very happy about the conversation. And I say that because I've been having those conversations since school started. I've been going to school sites and having those conversations. And unfortunately, not everyone has handled it that way. And it is alarming. As I'm sitting here, I feel like I'm holding the dam back because I don't want the teachers to come here. We're trying to work things out. But what's happening is there seems to be a cultural disconnect because our district is putting collaborative efforts out, but somehow at the school sites, it's not being met there. And just hearing some things, I have a couple of meetings set up where I'm going to try to come in and broker some things, but I wanted to come here and just kind of say publicly because it's needed at this point, and my members are asking me like, hey, what's going on? Just come here and say publicly, like we just got to continue that cultural shift, okay? And other than that, was at Mosier earlier today and saw some teal shirts, so shout out to Mosier, teachers at Mosier, and that's all I got for you tonight.
Thank you.
Height adjustment. Good evening, President Alexander, members of the board, Superintendent Young. Congratulations, Joe, on your new appointment as Executive Director of Operations. Rodrigo Contreras, CSEA Lodi 77 President. Tonight, I would like to report that we have been working with Mrs. Church and her team representing Lodi Unified. We are very close to reaching a tentative agreement so we can provide classified employees a cost of living increase along with health and benefit package very similar to what we were able to offer last year. We understand that the interest of the district is to offer affordable health care packages so we can recruit and retain great employees that form the Lodi Unified family. We thank Mrs. Church, Superintendent Young, and Mrs. Suarez for understanding how different our group of members are, along with our family's needs and working with us. We hope that we can finalize a tentative agreement soon so we can present the options to our members before enrollment time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Alexander, members of the board, just quick clarification on what was shared, and I stepped out, Mr. Heavily. I will be providing you information, getting to the bottom of that, and I'll be working with Dr. Leon to make that happen. Okay.
Awesome, thank you. Next, we have public comments on consent agenda A. The public may address the board on consent agenda A, routine business. Each public speaker shall limit comments to 3 minutes. Are there any public comments on consent agenda A? Would the board or staff like to pull any items from consent agenda A?
I move we approve the sorry.
I wanted to pull board policy 5144. So you're pulling item A7.
The whole,
A7.
or just
Day
the,
7,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you. The whole item, and then we can clarify that one.
So I motion to approve, was that A through 6?
Second.
Hold on,
No,
whoa,
wait a
whoa,
minute.
no.
A through 6 and A through 8. 8 through 8, right? Motion.
Point of clarification that it is, just for the record, it's A1 through A6 and A8.
That is correct.
Okay.
So I motion to approve them.
The rest of them.
All but A7. And then, second by Ms. McFarland. So we're pulling, item A7, and I have a student vote. Are they voting? They're not on the computer with that, okay, so you can vote,
A verbal vote.
a verbal vote of aye or nay. You have to start.
So just to clarify, under the consent agenda, these are up for approval. Before the board
Yes.
does that, this is that, where we talked about the pirate moment, whether you want to be aye or nay as it pertains to A1 through A6 and A8, okay? So,
Did you seriously use the pirate moment?
yes. It's my cue when they're not sure what,
I'm thinking
yeah,
of the spelling thing that's.
so.
And so Maya,
I apologize. I'm not particularly sure what exactly I'm voting on.
You're voting on, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Neal.
Ms. Davis,
Mr. Neal.
as a student representative, you are, when we look at the consent items, they are going to be voting on items A1 through A6 and then A8. These are items that they need to approve, and so they're asking you as a preferential vote. It's not a binding vote, it's just preferential. Do you want to approve that those items, do you want to agree that those items should be approved or not? So it's either a aye or a nay.
Okay. Aye.
I
come on.
Aye.
Perfect, thank you. And next, board vote?
No, it's not just yours under discussion.
If you can do a verbal.
A verbal?
And we had a testing earlier and something we can switch back.
Okay. Dr. Ball? Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
We'll get that.
Then A7, Mr. Porter?
Yeah, I wanted to take a look at policy 5144.1.
Student suspension, expulsion, due process?
Correct.
Okay.
I just have a question, nothing about the process. My issue dealt with attendance. And I'm trying to find the paragraph where I had it. Authority expel violations, we know all that. Oh my gosh, where did I have it? Okay, here we go. It's under appropriate use of suspension authority, and it's the fourth paragraph. Students shall not be suspended or expelled based solely on students' truancy, tardiness, or absentee from assigned school activities. Now, is that, I'm just out of curiosity, is that part of Ed Code that we cannot do that? Or do we, oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Horton. Do we have the ability for, say, for example, you have a student in your class that has 20 absentees, unexcused, and he comes back to class, he or she. We cannot find different ways to remove that student or expel that student, so hopefully go to a different program, because obviously what we're doing is not working. So I'm trying to look for guidance here.
Sure, Mr. Porter, the legislative intent on the education code is that suspension and expulsion is not the recommended solution for attendance issues. There are other means of correction that are appropriate for that. Very often, however, as we know, it can be part of a student's situation that behavior and attendance may go hand in hand. But to have that be the sole reason to proceed forward with a suspension or expulsion is not the legislative intent in the education code.
Okay, then my next question comes down to, let's say that a student is gone for 20 days and they haven't done any work. Where are we in regards to, and they're all unexcused, where are we in regards to grading on that issue?
I think on that we'd go case by case with where a student is and how the school is going to deal with that student and what the work possibility is. Every student's going to present with a different situation on how they come back. I think it's going to come down to, is that going to have an impact on the student's performance, their grade, their assessments, and so forth? I would think very likely so. But having it be that the student doesn't have an opportunity to repair or correct what they have done would also run contrary to what we're trying to do. So it's striking the balance between what can a student do to perform in some way, but will that likely incur some sort of penalty with their performance? Probably so. But the place where we would bear responsibility is not giving the student an opportunity at all would put us in a bad position.
The reason why I say that is to you, if you had a grading policy where work wasn't turned in and was a 0, technically a student could fail for the semester by the quarter if they got all 0s. So then what are we doing in regards to those students? This is where I'm coming at. I'm scaffolding here towards, obviously we can't suspend them as you just said, but what are we doing for those kids that have already failed the class and they know it? And they're in a teacher's classroom. The teacher would like to see some type of avenue for them to help. But, you know, a 0 is a 0. Although a teacher in Florida got fired today for giving a 0, but because the assignment wasn't turned in. That's a whole nother story. I'm just asking, where are we headed with this? As far as the school district, where we know we have kids that should be in another program, even though they might be great kids, behavioral-wise, but because of their truancy, they've already failed the class, or absenteeism.
Yeah, I think you're touching on a really interesting piece, and that would be what our willingness is to look at things about how can we repair student grade and performance in the semester before a fail ends up on a report card. So instead of like your example of Q1, a student might be in dire trouble with their performance or whatever led them to that. But what if they have a change of heart and they come back in the second quarter and want to get things back on track? If the hole is too deep for them to get out of, it may be mathematically impossible without some other way of saying, how does a student show and demonstrate their ability, their knowledge and performance without it being a hopeless cause?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, the quarter is nothing more than a halfway indicator where you are in the semester. So halfway you could be in an F. And you can get an A work all the way through and still fail the class. Based on the teacher's syllabi, based on what they require for the student. And I'm not faulting the teacher, they laid it all out. It's up to the student to have resilience to make that happen. I'm just seeing here a situation where, and I guess I grabbed on this because I'm wondering in my head, what are we doing for those kids? And it's obviously not part of this little board policy, but it's something for us probably to discuss through email. So thank you very much. I was just curious why we couldn't remove them, or maybe we can suggest to them a different alternative. Do we have that available?
I think you're going down the right road. It would be what are other alternatives that are available to us that could be both timely and effective before a grade goes in as a semester grade where now units and credits have been attached to that.
Yeah.
Because we know the damage that can be done. We talk about how important things like college career readiness is, but if a student logs a D or an F in a class, that can have and do great harm to their ability to be UCHG completer,
Right.
CTE completer. There's a lot of damage that can be done.
Yeah.
So trying to find avenues of repair before it becomes set in concrete is really of high importance.
I guess it's more theoretical. I know that Palo Alto Unified, all homework has to be accepted up until the last day of class. No due dates. Which is, in my book, when the bus leaves at 9:15, it leaves at 9:15. Whereas in Palo Alto, which is, I guess those schools are the number one or number two in the state, those students can wait until the end of the year to turn in reports. So anyway, we've gotten off on a philosophical point. So I motion to approve A through 6.
I'll second.
A through 7? A through 7.
A7.
Thank you. I'll send an email, I guess. Okay.
And we need a student vote?
Aye.
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 And a board vote.
Voice again, please.
Mr. Porter?
Aye.
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 Motion passes 7-0. Next, we have public comments on other action items. The public may address the board on other action items. Each public speaker shall limit comments to 3 minutes. Are there any public comments on other action items? Item OAI-1, Ms. Suarez.
Thank you, President Alexander, members of the board. OAI-1 is before you is the resolution 2026-87, approval of the participation in the self-funded dental plan administered through Keenan California Schools Dental Associate Coalition for management, confidential, and supervisory group employees for your approval. Thank you.
Awesome. Are there any student comments? Board comments?
I move we approve.
Second.
And student vote?
Aye.
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 And board vote?
Voice again, please.
Dr. Ball?
Aye.
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 Motion passes 7-0.
Yeah, there's a little, it's a setting that can change what we're testing, it's like that. Broken.
Okay. Are we good? Item OAI-2, Dr. Horton.
Yes, Board President Alexander, members of the board, for you is the annual recommendation to accept the Ag CTE Incentive Grants AIG. This is a major backbone of funding that comes to high schools in California to fund agriculture, especially CTE agriculture programs. It's recommended that the board approve that.
Great. Are there any student comments?
Motion approved.
Second.
Are there any board comments first?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I apologize.
No, that's okay.
President
Pardon?
Alexander.
They've been
I
behaving
misspoke.
all night, so I'll give you that one. No board comments. Mr. Porter motion, second by,
I'll second.
oh, Mr. Nava, thank you. I want to give you that second,
Too
Mr.
much confusion.
And a student vote, please.
Aye.
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 And board vote, Mr. Porter?
Aye.
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 Motion passes 7-0. Next, we have board advisory committee reports. Are there any reports? Yes.
Yes,
Ms.
I
Lenderman, take it
am
away.
very excited for this group that brought all these policies to bring us up to date. Way to go, us.
Yes.
I'm excited to get the rest of them done, Dr. Horton. Keep going. I love it when you come with like 30, 40 policies. We're gonna get there.
I do not, just to say that.
Just saying, we have the best snacks. So if you guys want to join us,
Very grateful for the snacks, thank you. Because I do come hungry.
yes. But we did a lot of good work. We looked at all these policies. We looked at what policies need to come next. We had great discussions about how this impacts our community, how it impacts our students. We asked a lot of great questions. We sent a lot of formatting back to the team, so sorry. Excited that we're almost up to date.
Thank you.
Yes.
Home stretch.
Are we though? Don't we have like?
I think there's still a lot.
Okay. We're making progress.
We are making progress,
More
which
snacks.
is huge.
More snacks.
So, thank you. Any other committee meetings? Comments from board members? Dr. Ball, anything?
Just welcome back, and like Mr. Yates said, Happy New Year in the middle of the year, starting on a great start, so good luck to everybody for the upcoming year. Thank you.
Mr. Porter?
Yeah, I got a few things to talk about. I'm sorry, I apologize. I know everyone's asleep. First of all, communication. And I guess it stems off what Mr. Haverly was talking about. Because I was the science department chair at TOK. To have a $4,000 budget is, for science department is shocking. I taught AP biology, and I think I'd blow through $2,000 on my class alone. And of course, you have all your other classes, and you want to do labs. You want kids having hands-on. So I'm a little surprised at that, and I'm sure that Mr. Young will take a look into that. Plus the class size issue at Bear Creek. I get that people don't show up. I talked to a special ed teacher where they had somebody that was supposed to onboard at Bear Creek, and they just no-showed. And then all the teachers had to pick up at 120. And good on them, they stepped to the plate, and it adds to their workload. But that's something I'd think about. The other part I really want to stress when I came in here, when I was thinking about things, is communication from this building to our teachers and our people that work with students. And I'm talking about our pairs and so forth. We cannot have a situation where they're left up in the air on apps and Promethean boards and things like that. It just cannot happen. I know that we've made steps recently to clean that up, but there was too much rumors, dialogue going on. Site administrators didn't know. Even the coaches here in the building didn't know what was going on with the apps that teachers have embedded in their programs to use. And of course, the site administrators were left in the dark as well. And who's the first person they go to? Teachers or the site administrators? And of course, they're juggling class sizes and whether we're going to go 120 here or I'm going to cannibalize this, and trying to massage out what's going on, and then they have to deal with this issue as well. That needed to be communicated way better. And we knew it was going on beforehand, and I think people didn't think it all the way through, and that kind of bothered me. The Promethean board I kind of understand, but then I don't. Why wasn't that test done like you're in a classroom? And I've been there when tech will go out and you're ready to go. Or you leave your board up and you're busy on a thread that you started and you got your class going, and then suddenly you go back to the Promethean board and it's out. You got to log out. Now you've lost Johnny because he's beating up on Billy, and then Susie's talking to Sally, and then you got to bring him back with a hook and try and get him going. It's not easy. And maybe up here, when we think about it, we don't think about it. And like I said, I've been there, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Do you want to do inquisitive lesson plans and involve some tech and get good hooks out to kids, and maybe you got something going, and all of a sudden your Promethean board goes out? I'd probably throw a chair at it, but that's just me. Anyway, I'm glad that was all resolved, and I believe that Dr. Horton got a note out today at 1:30 to talk about the apps and how we're going to get those going for the teachers, and then look at who actually uses them all and so forth. But to all the teachers, I apologize for all that going on. I know it's the beginning of the school year, and we'd like things to be a little more smoothly, and hopefully next year we can do a little bit better job. So that's my little spiel.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. Mr. Nava?
I have no comment.
Mr. Struck?
Just real quick, and a couple of things. I would like to thank Kenny for coming here and talking, and what he was saying kind of hit home, because first name or second name he mentioned on the list was my cousin, and we're really close. I see him every week, John Stroh, and we look alike. People get us mixed up all the time, so he wasn't talking about me, he was talking about my cousin, and I've already shared that you mentioned his name. So I think he's probably reading a book now. He does a lot of reading, and so anyway, it was nice to hear that he helped inspire somebody. And it kind of hits home a little bit. Both my wife and daughter work with inclusionary stuff to bring people, and people of all ages, one's preschool, one's at high school level. So anyway, thank you for what you do for the city and the school district.
Awesome, thank you, Mr. Strong. Ms. McFarland.
Yes, just welcome back. I wanted to thank, been by a lot of schools in the last 2 or 3 weeks. The construction projects are moving very quickly. Thank you, Mr. Patty. Thank you to all the maintenance and everyone who got our schools ready. Most campuses I was on, and even on site or driving by, grass looked a little greener, no cobwebs. I want to thank you for all that CSEA does. And so we're looking forward to a great year. Thank you.
Awesome. Ms. Linderman.
Also looking forward to a great year. I know that there's a lot going on across the district. I'm excited to see different improvements in special education, and I'm looking forward to more. I know there's more that we can do for our kids, but I want to thank our PAs and our paras because they work really hard with the kids to get them to gen ed. And without them, a lot of kids don't get that inclusion. So thank you for all that work, and also thank you for everyone for what you guys do. So that's it.
Awesome, and I just would like to say, welcome back. I always remember the school year starting with that excitement, that trepidation, the things not working and scrambling to get them fixed, and how happy you were when they were fixed. So thank you for taking care of. I know there were classrooms without air conditioning and working on that. There's only so much we can do with buildings and equipment, but thank you to the people that got our schools ready and did that. The teachers I know worked just tirelessly to get everything up and running, and it's exciting about putting those new boards up, especially when your room's been modernized, as modern as we can get. Ladies, happy senior year. How exciting. I remember what that was like a million years ago. So congratulations. We look forward to more wonderful reports from you all. Thank you, Ms. Young, for this, and officially, I know it's not a record, but we're still doing well. I adjourn the meeting